Hello and welcome. Silrace here with Mechwarrior Online, and this is a Stormcrow build. This is probably the most infamous Stormcrow build for being actually able to stop the light mech rushes in community warfare. It is, as it usually is called, the Streakcrow. You can obviously build this on every single Stormcrow due to how the omnipods function in this game for the clan mechs. Name of the game being Streak SRM6s and a head medium laser, and never forget the active probe so you can actually cancel the ECM around you and target light mechs or any mech which happens to be under the ECM bubble. So overall, let's say this build is rather one-dimensional. You essentially just lock in your streaks and you fire them, whether you fire all 5 of them at once or you fire them in 2 groups, one of them being 2 and one of them being 3, to avoid some of the ghost hit issues. That is entirely the name of the game, and then you occasionally use the medium laser which is located in the mech's head. It is one of the few mechs capable of actually hunting light mechs, which is not a light mech. So you end up light mechs having duels with each other all the time, and no one else pays any attention to it because they are so fast they can actually disengage any other mech. Streakcrow or Stormcrow in general can at least try to keep up with them a little, and when you fire all these streaks they are homing in, so unless it just manages to get into hiding around a corner or over a ridge or whatnot, you probably are gonna do some nice damage to a light mech. So this is the reason why this build became so infamous, because, well, community warfare, light mech rushes were really common, and they kind of still are as well. So that also means this has been for me a very much, community warfare tested build. I'm not going to say this is the most awesome build ever for community warfare, but it does its job of light mech hunting in community warfare fairly well. It is not quite so enjoyable, at least for me personally, to play in the public queue, however. Stormcrow is fun to play in general because it is a strong mech, alright? So it is occasionally really fun to play Stormcrow, but I'm not so much into playing the Streakcrow in the public queue because, well, there is limited amount of light mechs for you to hunt. They don't typically come your way, or they run away from you as soon as they see that you are spotting the streaks and all that stuff. And streaks aren't quite so good for actually taking care of the big things which are a proper threat to you, because those things probably are shooting at you at the time you are still trying to acquire your lock and trying to fire your streak missiles at them. And because of the spread on the streak missiles, if they are a big thing, such as Atlas walking into your face and you are trying to fight it with your streaks, it's quite likely you are taking some massive damage by the time you have gotten your lock, and then you are firing your streaks, and your streaks spread the damage all over the hostile mech or the target mech, and you probably don't kill them very well. So overall, this build is mainly just for hunting light mechs and finishing wounded mechs, which does really well. But for actual battle on the middle of the battle, trying to deal damage and destroy things rapidly with a focus fire from your team, this is not a really good build for all of that. So it's very one-dimensional, very gimmicky and very situational build. So use it for what it is, destroy the light mechs harassing your team or stop the light rush in community warfare. Don't bother trying to use this as a proper brawling mech and whatnot, even though it has to fight at brawling ranges essentially, because you will be out-brawled by proper brawlers every single time. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this was helpful, and maybe this gave you some knowledge into the Streakcrow if you don't play one yet, or you have been planning on getting one just to try it out. Remember its purpose and play it to its strengths, and try to avoid you know, long-term confrontations with things because of the long recycle time on the Streak 6s.